Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another exciting episode of The Reserve List. I am your humble dungeon master, Joshua McGregor, and I'm here to welcome you to this continuation of our story in the Race to the Battle of the Bands series here on the Hidden Realms YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching. Let me get out of your face. Enjoy. Hello, one and all, and welcome back to the Reserve List. Say hello, Reserve List.
Hello.
We are blessed on this day to be joined not only by our usual crew of motley characters, but also a new motley character. Hugo himself will be joining us, an old friend and excellent role player who's brought a brand new character who will be introduced to you shortly. Welcome, Hugo.
Thanks very much. Hi, guys.
Guys, when last we left off in the town of Rithertel, you all successfully stopped these men in the iron masks from smuggling blink dog puppies away from the Wayne Wood. Killed one of them and captured the other two, who were unmasked. Their leader revealed to be a man named Hrathen, who is from an Aruhani family, the kingdom to the east of Garendian. You then played your gig. It was an excellent gig. There's definite improvement in your playing, but still a ways to go. You played by the Waynwood, by the light of fireflies, and with an audience of the townspeople and blink dog puppies. And we are actually going to return very briefly to Rithertel before we move on to our next town. The night comes to an end. You guys recovered the money that you had lost to these men in the iron masks, the money that Hrathen stole from Isabyn, and played this fantastic gig. In addition, everybody is paid 100 gold pieces.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Just
Madam,
about to add that to my hit points.
So I just put 100 plus 100 because I got, what is it? How much money is it? 2,000.
22,700 is what I've got.
Right, because
and then I had some debts to pay, so I had 22,425. So
right.
plus 100.
Plus 100.
That's now 22. That's still a lot of money. That's a lot of dollar.
Hugo, these guys earned an obscene amount of money at some point near the beginning of this campaign.
Sounds it. I'm jealous.
Absolutely. I'm sure that you will partake of the riches to come. I'm going to executive decision say that there is one bag of holding. It's all of the money is in the bag of holding.
There's two now, because you said Hrathen had his own, and we had one. So theoretically, we could have two.
There's a money bag of holding and a secondary bag of holding you guys have.
Cool. So Isabyn has it, but how much is the amount for each person?
I've got 22,700.
Thank you. I'll just make a note of that.
Yeah. Yep.
Cheers.
Yes, and you guys are paid for your gig. Madam Mad was in the crowd that evening and will sort of sidle up to Gnurgle after the set and just congratulate you on another excellent set. And what have you. You guys notice after this happens, and people start to disperse back to their homes, that the mayor whom you saved, as well, Jorana, as well as her husband Glog the Goliath, are in conversation with people who have ridden into town sort of this evening. And you recognize Alexander is one of these people who has ridden back into town with sort of these people in tow. They are wearing plain, but they are wearing armor and uniforms. They carry swords and or staves. And there is one man at the head, a dark, neatly trimmed goatee, sort of like well-kept short hair, sort of in his 40s, who seems to be in charge, and he is he is talking to the mayor and to Glog. Gwen, this is your father, Edgar Galanis. He is the head of a new task force that has been put together in recent years as part of like an ongoing political thing that's happening with this country and internationally, called the Zero Task Force.
Zero. So he
have not shared that with any of you guys.
Like Gwen, she has a different surname to him.
Yes.
Sorry.
And also he came, if you'll recall, the messenger was going to Garendian to get help. Gwen's not from Garendian. She's from a different country than Garendian. And she has not shared that he's her dad. But you might know of him because of his position.
I'm gonna say that it would be very strange indeed if any character who has been in Garendian or actually anywhere would not have heard this name at least in passing. This task force is made up of soldiers and chosen handpicked people from all 10 kingdoms of Cygalia, and it is meant to address international problems and also interplanar problems that come up. But they seem to be here. And he seems to be getting the details of what happened and from the mayor, and Joanna points back towards the Mugshot Tavern where these men in the Iron Mask have been tied up, and Orin has been basically keeping watch over them, whom you captured.
They forced a call in for some people stealing puppies.
They point over to the tavern. This man nods, and he and his people walk with the mayor over and into the tavern.
I'm going to disguise myself as cast disguise self to just. Did I take that, Ivan? I thought I did, but now I can't remember. No, yes, I did, because Gloomstalker. I'm gonna cast disguise self to look like just some other half elf.
Sure. Yeah. 100%.
My name is Helen, if anyone asks, but we should check that out.
All right, I'll keep a note of that, Gwendolyn.
Yeah, I want to see what's going on. I'm gonna head in if anyone wants to join me.
Sure, I'll join you.
Even as you guys approach, you can hear, Madam, I don't want to be rude or impinge on your authority here, but I do have to talk to these men. Is it okay if I have the room for a minute? And Joanna goes, yes, of course. Well, more than happy to. And the mayor and people pass you on the way out of the inn. And they sort of look at you and go, oh, I'm not sure that we've met. My name's Joanna, I'm the mayor. I know these people. They helped save me. Are you a friend?
I'm a groupie, Helen. Nice to meet you.
Wonderful, wonderful. Oh,
Those guys are from the capital. Do you like? What are they doing here?
oh well. Alexander, one of our people, rode out for help from the city. Of course, this was before you guys came and provided help anyway. And these are the people from the capital who were coming to help with the Blink Dog situation.
Wow.
Oh yeah, we already sorted that one out. Just
You
saying.
you did do that, and I'm
I
super
just
grateful.
I would like to take full credit for everything that happened.
Yes, of course, Lord Snarkleton. You were, of course,
This is
instrumental.
And it's through attack. It's through defeating the assailants that had kidnapped the Blink Dog puppies that this groupie that I attracted the interest of this groupie. Yeah, she's an animal rights activist as well as
I'm just really passionate about animals.
as well as a hardcore reserve list fan.
I'm very happy for you both. That's great. Fully more information than I need. I have a couple other things that I need to do too, so I'm gonna fully leave. She's going to extract herself from the conversation. Yeah. What do you do now?
Ears to the fucking door.
Ears to the door. There's no silent spell or anything on what happens inside. You can just hear these two voices. This is one of those awkward parts about DMing sometimes where I'm going to do a conversation on my own for a minute. So this will be fun. Hrathen, this was stupid. You thought you could come this far in and stay this long and nothing was going to happen? Everything was going to be fine, Edgar. Everything was I was going to be out of here before you showed up, but it seems like just some you weren't kidding about the sort of the rambunctious nature of the random people who wander about this country. It's chaotic, it's so unorderly. And it kind of goes, well, you've landed us in a right mess. Listen, I know this isn't ideal, but you have control of the Gazette. You have control of the papers. It's like getting you back across the border is going to be very difficult now, but you're going to get it done. I know you will, and you'll be compensated for it. I've had enough of this. We're moving out now. What? We don't even get to sleep in a comfortable bed before heading out? We're heading out now. And he starts walking towards the door.
Stand back. Arms crossed.
Door opens, sees the reserve list all out. Hello. Looks at each of you in the eyes.
What's up? I'm Tombar.
You're Tombar. Very nice to meet you. I'm Edgar Galanis. I'm the head of the Zero Task Force.
Edgar Galanis. Interesting. The Zero Task Force? Sorry, I don't know of it.
Is that so?
Sounds very interesting. I'd like to hear about the Zero Task Force.
Any other time, and I would be more than happy to tell you all about it. I'm afraid that I actually have some business to be taken care of.
Can I message from my telepathy? What's the deal with the whole telepathy thing?
So if you pick a person that you want to communicate with, only they will hear your telepathy. And you just point at them and say what you want to say, and they will hear it in their heads.
Oh yeah, no, I don't want that. I want to hear what's in their heads.
Oh, that's a different spell. That's detect thoughts.
Oh. Did I pick that, or was that on the menu?
I don't think that was on the menu.
Oh right,
It's level 2 spell.
Two.
Yeah.
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 Oh, okay.
They're
Never
more
mind.
powerful. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's all right. Oh, can I do like a perception check?
Sure. What are you trying to find out?
Perception. I just want to see what his deal is, why he's here. Are there any clues as to why, if there are any clues about him on his person as to why he's here?
Yeah, you can give me perception will be more like stuff on his person. Insight will be more like his character. if that makes sense.
Oh.
So it's up to you.
Let's do some insight. But
Go
he's
ahead.
with his posse, right?
Yeah, there's people sort of behind him.
Can I perceive the group?
Sure, you can insight everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, let's insight these bad boys. Let's do this. Okay, so I just do one d20.
D20 plus whatever you've got for insight.
Oh, come on. Plus, it's gonna be worthless anyway. It's a 4. Why bother?
These people are professional and unreadable. They just have the air of authority about them. I am to understand from Jorana that you are the reserve list. You were playing a gig as we came into town. I caught the very end of it. You seemed very accomplished. I assume you're participating in the Battle of the Bands later this year.
We are, yeah.
Well, you have my gratitude, and I'm sure the gratitude of the royal family as well for what you have done.
Nice.
My personal thanks. I apologize that I can't say more than that. I do have to be going.
Bye for now.
Indeed. His people drag, well, don't drag. The people are walking on their own, but like bring Hrathen and this one other person with them as they sort of go, and they sort of head towards their horses.
As soon as they leave, like as soon as they're out of sight, she drops her disguise up and she just starts a stream of swearing in every language she knows. So if any of you speak, I mean, you're picking up on the common, but if any of you speak Elvish, if any of you speak Gnomish, if any of you speak Undercommon, there is just a wide array. Just
it's yeah.
Gnurgle finds this rather amusing. It's very good. But he, go on.
She doesn't find it amusing, but he finds it.
No, Gnurgle will scuttle over, and there's quite impressive magic there to disguise self, Gwen. Is there any particular reason why you didn't want them to know who you are?
I recognized one of them. Oh, asshole.
Where from? How do you know them?
I don't know him well. He does a lot of international things. He would go to Thorgrove rarely. Just yeah.
All right, is it like a sibling or something?
Pardon?
You know, like, I don't know, sibling, maybe ex-boyfriend.
Him?
I'm just saying, because, you know, like, if I saw my ex, I'd be like, woohoo.
He's like 40. That's disgusting.
Whatever floats your
What?
boat, Gwendolyn.
Like, have you seen him?
Well, you know, I'm not one to judge.
I don't understand how anyone can be attracted to someone like him. It seems ridiculous. He seems like such a dick.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Isabyn can see that she's quite upset and she wants to try and work out why. And so she sort of says to Gwen, did you hear anything that we didn't hear? You seem very upset about things.
They're working with the puppy smugglers. They know each other. They're working together. They're going to get them across the border. They're going to hold it back from the news. What? These guys are supposed to be like helping things. What the hell is this?
So they're corrupt.
Yeah, which shouldn't surprise me.
But do you think we should follow them and?
Yeah, let's follow them. I think this is our cue to leave.
At this moment, the gnome Zachariah Bilbron, who is your patron, sort of comes to you with someone in tow. Hugo, would you like to describe your character, if you'd be so kind?
Yeah, she looks fucking lost, and she's kind of wandering around. You don't know whether she's high or what. She's got yellow eyes, her pupils are tiny, but she's kind of jangling and making this weird sound as she walks. And as she gets closer, you realize that it's bones kind of clattering together on her back. And she kind of sees you guys and says, the band. And she pulls her bones that are kind of tied together with string over her shoulder and make this horrible kind of clanging sound. And they just kind of form in front of her, and she blows smoke out of each bone so that they're hollow, and then starts playing a little tune on her xylophone.
Would you be so kind as to give me a performance check?
That would be a 16.
16's very good. This person starts playing in front of you, and sounds pretty darn good. Zachariah says, I've found this person who can just play music with bones. How cool is that?
Gnurgle was gonna go up to Gwen and like nudge her on the shoulder and go, look at this weirdo, as he like picks a mushroom out of his beard, like, yeah, isn't it particularly weird?
And Isabyn is slightly concerned about Zachariah's intent for introducing this man to us. So, Zachariah, it's very nice to meet you, but why are you introducing this person to us?
This is Lydiana. Lydiana, you were saying how much you wanted to be on that stage with the reserve list when we were watching together, and I thought to myself, Isabyn, you and we had been talking about ways to improve the band overall. I thought maybe Lydiana could try out for the band.
If the rest of the band are open to this, then I won't stand in the way of an audition.
Was that not a good enough audition? I start playing louder on my bones.
I mean, what do you think, guys? This is
I like her.
She has great style and stage presence.
Mm-hmm.
Gwen?
Yeah. I dig it.
Why not?
Okay. I'm happy with that. The more the merrier. As long as everyone in the band is happy, then welcome aboard.
I feel like Gwen is like nothing worse could happen in this band for her right now.
It's just, I've said it before and I will say it again, apparently. Oftentimes Gwen finds herself going, why did I make the decisions I made? Why am I here?
You're the only normal, like, straight-laced person in the band. You're like...
She doesn't feel that way. I mean, she thinks you guys are weird.
Yeah, we're weird. Like,
yeah. Isabyn thinks that she's pretty normal. Isabyn would.
Isabyn seems like the most normal person of this group to Gwen. Yeah.
Ito just scurries up out of her clothes and like perches on her shoulder for a second.
Oh, this is Ito. He is my mouse. And where I go, he goes. If you have a problem with that, you can't be in the band.
Like
scared of
anybody would have a
mice?
problem with a tiny mouse. They're amazing. No one would have a problem with a tiny mouse.
Some people are scared. Lydiana, are you scared of mice, or are you okay with mice?
I'm terrified of mice, but I can deal with it.
Okay. Well, you're going to have to.
I can have a word with Ito for you if you need it.
Ito's very gentle. He won't hurt you. Unless you hurt me, then it'll hurt you.
What would it be like if there were blink mice? like blink.
My mum would freak out as well.
Like blink mice, like that would be a vermin nightmare. Just saying, like
It truly would. It truly would.
Dear God.
Ito's not a blink mouse.
Past the mouse trap, and
That's a movie. Yes, and Zachariah will sort of gesture to this half-elven musician and say, well, and at the very least, you could, for now, you could just put her on the reserve list.
Very good, Zachariah. Very good.
I'm so drunk.
Where'd you get that alcohol? Is there some going?
can I have some?
There's this famous drink called the Mugshot in the Mugshot Tavern. It's a tiny little thing of brown liquid, and it's so good.
Not good. I think Tombar can.
Yeah, but it's not good. Don't.
What? Falls flat on his face and starts snoring in the dirt.
Welcome to the band, Lydiana.
So should we follow these people on their horses? Is it like
we can't do anything to them. They're
but we can investigate. You can see where they're going, what they're up to.
When's our next gig?
Oh wait,
Isabyn.
So Isabyn, Zachariah would have told you the plan, which was to head out sort of at any point the next day when everyone was ready, to the next town of Crosshire, where you guys would be able to spend a day, spend a night, and then play the following day.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently there are, like, he mentioned something about there being college bands, but who knows what that means.
What like the Pixies?
How far away is the next town? How long will it take us to get there?
It's like a half day to get there.
Okay.
Which direction did it look like the Zero Task Force was headed?
Zero Task Force ride by. Give me 1 second. I'm just gonna roll something. Okay. You see Edgar at their head. They ride forward. Hrathen and this other guy on sort of like doubling up on a horse with some other people. And they head. They take the south road going forward. Edgar is just looking straight ahead, does not see you guys as he passes.
Well, I think they're heading the direction we're heading.
In theory, if what you heard was true, the quickest way to get to the border would be by the roads through Crosshire and on to Menasil, to the southeast.
Sounds good
Right
to
in
me.
the same direction.
Let's do this. Let's roll out. Let's solve a mystery that we don't know about yet.
Solve the mystery we don't.
Heck yeah! You guys load up the cart. Everybody's super surprised that you guys aren't staying the night in town after your gig. But you load up the cart, you grab Zachariah and and dump him in the back with your new band member Lydiana in tow, and start to make your way on these roads. You are nowhere near as fast as these champion horses ridden by this very elite task force, but you are headed in the same direction. The night passes, dawn breaks, and it's sort of a reasonable time in the morning when you arrive in the town of Crosshire. The town of Crosshire is it was built on a crossroads. The road coming south from Rithertel comes from one direction and then splits in two, one going to the southwest and the other to the southeast, one to Podsfort and the other to Menacil. And the way that the town has been constructed is these are flat lands, very, very, you can see for miles and miles in a direction, and the roads in each direction have been kept clear of any buildings. So when you are standing in the center square of town, you can look down each road and see for miles, and you can just about see the highest buildings rising from this enormous sort of citadel in the southeast to this very much sort of a watchtower town that's been set up around a military outpost in the southeast. And yeah, way back to the north where you came, just the barest hint of the Waynwood. You guys can see there's an inn, there's a blacksmith's, there's all kinds of stuff. People are starting to go about their day. You don't see these guys. You don't see Edgar Galanis or this task force. But if everybody would be so kind as to give me perception rolls, I would appreciate it.
I'm more and more skeptical about this dice roller thing.
You get 6 or 18. 6 or 18.
This is a D20, yes?
This is a D20 plus your perception modifier.
6.
3 for Lydiana.
3.
I got perception. I got 15.
Woohoo!
And I have 10.
8.
Okay.
I got a rock.
Everybody, you have been in a cart all night. Not the most comfortable of travels, but Tombar, you're used to this kind of thing. You're a pirate. You stay up to ridiculous hours in all kinds of conditions to evade the authorities and smuggle things and steal things. You have had the best night of anybody here. It probably were even, even though it's not pleasant, sort of familiar and familiar sort of experience to you. And you can actually see that there are 2 inns in this town. There's sort of the main one called the Crosshire Arms, which seems to have like the most business going around. But then you see sort of like down this little side street that there is another inn called the Gentle Repose, and outside this inn there's a small stable, and in that stable you can see the horses of the men who rode out of Rithertel.
Okay, so these people have already met. They haven't seen you. So first of all, I have to alert the guys and be like, hey fellas, I can see the horses in the stable of the inn over there. But here's a catch. If they see me with you, one, they will know that you are with me, and two, they will know that we've been following them.
Well, this was the next stop on our band circuit.
Yeah, but do they know that?
I mean, it's pretty easily explainable.
There's only one road south, isn't there? After all. But I could always go nearer them because I can do disguise kit.
It's true. You can create a disguise for yourselves or for other people.
So can I create one for Tombar?
Sure.
Sweet.
Yeah,
I'd like to do that then, please.
Can you make me look like Liberace?
You already look like Liberace.
Am I still wearing the
You haven't changed out of these clothes.
I haven't changed out. All right.
I mean, you could have changed out of these clothes. I've been assuming that you haven't, but
no, I think it's better that way.
Great.
For comedic purposes.
Absolutely. Fantastic. Yes, Isabyn, if you could give me a sleight of hand check and add your proficiency to the roll as well as your sleight of hand modifier.
What is a sleight of hand die?
So that's a d20 plus the skill of sleight of hand.
Oh dear. Total of 5.
What? I'm telling you, we need a new D&D dice roller.
Did you add your proficiency?
Yeah.
So that's 5. What is the smallest? Describe the smallest possible change to his outfit that you make.
I'm going to change his hat.
To what?
Into a different one. So I'm changing your hat into like a tin sort of a lady's type hat with a veil in front. Like a fascinator with a veil.
I love it. I love it.
I love it.
I think it will go with your outfit as well.
This is like some really wacky Paris Fashion Week.
Yeah, totally.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the veil is like one of those quite stiff sort of what's the word? I can't think what the material is, and it's black and it's got little black polka dots on it as well.
Oh, like a lace.
Yeah, but it's not lace. What's the word I'm looking for?
Like a stiffened tulle.
Yes.
Yeah. Designed for me by someone else, of course. Okay.
While this disguise is happening, Gwen will kind of look over to Lydiana, and so basically what happened was, and relate the thing with the puppies and all of that, and just so Lydiana knows why we're behaving so bizarrely and is on the same page as us.
I was going to say.
Just a quick question. Do we get a long rest while we were, like, if we
sure.
were in... Cool, thank you. Just
so you guys, if you are missing hit points, you are back up to your maximum hit point total.
Sweet.
Yep.
Lost Ralph.
Where did Ralph go?
Ah!
Ralph, come back to us.
Lost the Gnurgle.
We need you, Gnurgle.
Gnurgle.
We lost the Gnurgle.
Didn't think there was a way to make it more uncomfortable to think about, but you found it. Basically, there's some folks from another country who came in and were smuggled. They kidnapped a lady and they were trying to smuggle blink dogs across the border to presumably to their country, where they use slave labor. And they seem to be missionaries of Bane. I mean, I will share that with people that's who they worship in Arohan.
There is a god, one of the many gods of this world, called Bane. And he is a god of tyranny and of order.
Interesting.
and he is the main god that is worshipped in Aruhan by these Aruhani people. It's very much sort of this philosophy of, everybody has a place in society, and in order for society to work the way it's supposed to work, with the king at the head, everybody has to do their part, and everybody has a place in that society, even slaves. And so they have slaves, but there's this sort of mentality of it's dishonorable to their gods to mistreat their slaves, or in that sense. So it's bad, but it's organized bad.
Okay, that makes sense. And how many dogs did you save?
Just so many. Puppies, so many puppies.
There were lots of puppies. There were like 15 puppies.
So many puppies. That's even more puppies than I thought. Everything's better now. There are more puppies.
And just so I'm clear, they've seen some of you, not all of you.
They've only seen Tombar and Gwendolyn.
So
except I was disguised.
The bad guys who have been captured, these guys beat and captured, the leader is called Hrathen, and he just had a flunky. Hrathen has seen all of these guys. Hey, we got a Gnurgle. And then the people that were following, the corrupt folks, the Zero Task Force people, they have seen everybody except for Lydiana, and Gwen was disguised as somebody else.
Okay. And are these linked with the people that took the dogs, or were smuggling the dogs?
It sounds like, this Garendian force is working together with an Aruhani group who snuck across the border to steal dogs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gwen spent the travel writing a letter, just so you know. She's got a letter she's drafting.
Absolutely. You guys are sort of making your disguises and do this stuff. Through the town center, you see riding into town the gnarliest, most evil-looking tiefling on a black horse that could only look more nightmarish if it had red eyes and flames coming out of it. It doesn't. It's a normal black horse, bestial thing. This guy riding with a cloak on, and he calls forth loud enough for the entire town square to hear. Garendian Gazette! Get your Garendian Gazette today! And out of a satchel, he throws the newspaper for the country, which flies into the doorway of the local inn, and throws one to your group, and carries on his way. This specter of the night, this half devil being who's delivering papers.
Nice.
Bit of an edgelord.
Yeah, definitely.
Garendian Gazette. Is this? Yeah, because interesting. So this fella's rolled in. Is he really a paper man? No, that's the question.
That is a question.
Because if you're that sketchy, you could do a lot more with your sketchiness than just be a paper man.
Well, really, the sketchy things about him are that he's a tiefling and has a black horse.
Whoa.
We're profiling here.
Yeah.
Surprised at you. Yeah, hypocrite.
No. It's okay for me to say that he's sketchy, but you can't say that he's sketchy. Sorry?
Gnurgle said that stereotyping was bullshit. Bullshit, man.
What are you basing him being sketchy off of, Tombar?
I thought I knew you,
Of
Tombar.
course.
I didn't think that you was a gammon.
The horse, of course.
The horse, of course.
But hang on, wait. It was described to us as being the sketchiest guy.
I did describe him in that way.
These
Yes.
things are allowed to be sketchy too, okay?
I'm pulling your leg.
You're cruel.
So let's do a perception check on this bad boy.
Yeah, give me an insight check if you'd be so
Oh,
kind.
insights.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
You can redeem it now. You got a low insight last time. You can get a good one this time.
Give me a good one. Oh wait, no, I didn't do it. Mother. Okay, it's a 2.
Oh,
This freaking, I'm gonna like, okay, right. So I'm gonna click on this thing several times and see. Okay, 4th time round it was a 19. First time it was a 2, then a 5, then a. This thing's freaking rigged.
Okay.
Are we going for the 2?
We're going for the 2.
Plus,
Plus 1, I think.
Yeah, so 3.
Okay. With a 3, you've heard stories of like dark lords and things, of stories from yonder days. This guy could be one of those.
Yeah, man, this dude's sketchy.
In any case,
Who's picked up the paper? Did Gwen pick it up?
yeah,
Me.
Olive grabbed it.
Isabyn would like to know if our gig is listed in there in the events section.
you open up the Garendian Gazette, along with news about there's a sports section, there's a politics section, there's even fashion, Garendian fashion section.
Is
Gwen
Tombar's hat in
pretends
it?
she's not looking at that, but she's looking at that.
Sorry, what was
I'm
that?
looking at it too. Yeah, Gwen.
Sorry, Hugo, did you say something?
I was just asking whether Tombar's hat was in it. The fashion section.
Tombar's hat in the fashion section. There's
That's
a
what Tombar's looking for.
there's a tiny little box in the corner with a picture of that of Tombar's hat, and it just says "exiting fashion."
Shade. Shade.
So you're wearing it ironically.
But then you guys reach the Battle of the Bands section. There's a sort of a foreword by somebody called Winfred Winchell. Anybody who's Isabyn, I'm going to say that you will have heard of Winnie Winchell. She's one of these people who was a very famous singer in her own right when she was young, and has now become one of those people who sits on judge panels for the Battle of the Bands. She, in fact, will be sitting on the panel this year as well. And she also is the chief editor of the Garendian Gazette. She's one of these like powerhouse women. So there's a foreword from her, and then there are articles about the various bands in this competition from all across the country. This paper is very it goes out to the entire country, and it therefore takes a while to like collect all of the stories. So there is an article concerning the reserve list, but it is about your Batterbury experience.
Oh, what the first gig,
Yes,
wasn't it? Yeah.
First gig.
Oh, the Batterbury.
Well, more like an article of things going on in Batterbury in which you are mentioned. So it's less of a local paper in terms of like, look out for this in this town. It seems more like the mayors and things deal with that for the towns that you're in. At least that's been the case so far. But much more of a sort of like world news deal. The article on the reserve list reads as follows. Forgive me. I will read this. Top of the article, it says the cuckold collusion. A few weeks ago, the town of Batterbury was beset by the vengeful spirit of Lord Percival Windbrand, looking to reclaim the land he'd sold to the Autumnsons some years before, which turned out to have a rich vein of gold waiting just beneath. The affair was sketchy to begin with. The king himself had a hand in settling the affair, and the justice of it was beyond reproach. Things became very interesting, however, when the self-proclaimed Lord Snorkleton of Jollymore Manor, ghost hunter extraordinaire, and his team uncovered that the ghost was in fact an illusion controlled by Pierce Windbrand and his lover, who was none other than the Lady Vanessa Autumnson, both of whom have recently been stripped of their titles and imprisoned in the capital. The affair would have cost Lord Hugo Autumnson, Vanessa's husband, a large part of his sizable fortune, and he has gone on record giving his gratitude to Lord Snorkleton for his aid in this matter. So, everything would seem to be tied up in a neat bow. However, there is one mystery left unsolved. We here at the Garendian Gazette have done our research and have been unable to locate Jollymore Manor or any previous mention of a Lord Snorkleton. Who is this benevolent hunter of ectoplasmic entities, and where will he appear next? And then has a little bit about the bands to watch out for, which include the Relatable Angels, the Mathematic Minstrels, and the Reserve List. And it has a listings of your names, and as well as the manager of the band.
Take the name for yourself, Lord Snorkleton.
I know, right? Now all I need to do is buy myself a manor. Which I could probably do with, how much does a manor cost? Because I've got 22.
Let me quickly go do some research so that I can play an estate agent.
No, you don't. You don't have to. Okay, so we've. Oh wait, interesting.
Of the other bands that catch your eyes, there are plenty who are sort of like ones to look out for. There are exceptionally good articles that have been written about two other bands in particular. One in Pendleware, which is sort of northeast of where you are now, called The Narcissistic Tendencies.
Interesting.
And another from the town of Oddmore, which is very much in the opposite direction from the capital that you went, called The Mockeries. And The Mockeries in particular seem to be sort of like a breakout hit. So there you go. Zachariah, who's come to at this point, takes a look at these papers and looks so glum.
Brothers and
my twin, Cody, runs the Narcissistic Tendencies. And it looks like his band's doing better than ours right now.
Sweet. I mean, not good.
Okay, we've got a gig tonight. We'll get it back.
Yes. Right. Excellent. We'll do it. We've got Lydiana on board after all. What can go wrong?
Yeah. In addition to the band.
Thank you guys so much for watching this episode. If you liked it, please consider giving us a like, giving us a comment, subscribing, doing all of the fiddly little YouTube bits, as well as hitting us up on social media. We've got Facebook, we've got Twitter, we've got Instagram. We've got all these things. We would love to discuss these ongoing stories with you, and just have a conversation, be part of the community. We would love that. Do it. Please. Or not. Be your own person. But do what I say.